Well, good morning and welcome to this Thursday Thought on this rainy Thursday morning. Well, when was the last time you were really frustrated, anxious, or maybe just plain disgusted with the way things were going for you in life and in living? Well, if you're like pretty much everyone else, that time wasn't more than maybe a few hours or maybe even a few days ago. It seems that life's frustrations bubble up out of the ground regularly. Some are a little bigger than others, but they all tend to cause changes in priorities, adjustments in how we see things. And at times, they even force us to stop everything and just concentrate on what's happening at the time. Now, these blips in life can be as mild as maybe catching a cold at an inconvenient time, or maybe as big as a loved one suddenly passing away, or some kind of natural disaster that destroys our possessions and our home. We often never know when these things are going to be coming at us, and almost as often aren't sure how to deal with the situation that's presented to us. Sometimes we tend to worry about what might happen in the future to the point that it becomes some kind of an obsession. And when that happens, we become paralyzed with fear and with anxiety. We're afraid to move ahead in life, fearing that we're going to run into one or more roadblocks. We spend our days in bed, sometimes even literally, because we cannot face the day ahead. So, how do we deal with the anxiety and the fear? Well, many of us have developed coping mechanisms which tend to ground us in reality, to help us discern what's really important in life. These things keep us rooted, so to speak, in the realities of the day and of the time. For we who wear the name Christian, the ultimate grounding is looking to our God and Lord, the unchanging sovereign who has never promised to help us avoid life's bumps and bruises, but has promised that he will be going with us through them. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear nothing, because you are with me. Your rod and staff comfort me. So says that famous psalm of the Old Testament, Psalm 23. And that poem ends with this: surely goodness and mercy will follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Well, God in his mercy has given us many and varied ways to help us keep a steady keel in life. I recently read something that got me to thinking about what some of those things were for me. What keeps me going? How does God work in my life to help me navigate the uncertainties? My author friend Kendra Brokheis publishes a monthly blog that appears in my email. This month, she was musing on what keeps her grounded in life during times of frustration and anxiety, times when things just aren't going as she would have liked. Here's how she said it in the blog, and I quote, "What's rooting me in place, holding me steady? What's feeding my soul, helping me maintain a healthy perspective on my life and work? What helps me get out of my own head in a way that I can thrive through seasons of stretching, growing, and even pruning?" Unquote. Kendra then mentioned several things that help keep her grounded and rooted, as she says, keeping her on a steady life course. She mentions 16 of those things that help ground her. I'll just read a few of them, and I quote: reading my chronological large print Bible, noticing the many stray cats in our alley, snuggling my kids, hearing my kids laugh, praying honest prayers, taking a walk with a friend through a snowy park, sitting at my parents' table for a late night conversation, brunch with my husband, a king born in a stable. Well, you get the idea. And this, as I said earlier, got me to thinking about myself. What keeps me grounded? What keeps me rooted, so to speak? What helps smooth out the bumps and the bruises in life? Well, here are a few of my own thoughts on that. Sitting on our back patio anytime, summer, winter, day, night, a place that faces the park woods and offers serenity. Giving one of the grands a ride on the riding mower. Feeding our feathered friends and watching them enjoy the seeds that I put out for them. Listening to familiar music, whether from the Messiah, Carrie Underwood, a cappella, or Peter, Paul, and Mary. Watching videos on YouTube of generous people giving to those in need. Appreciating the things that Pat does around the house to keep things orderly. Caring for our backyard fish pond residents. Working alongside the best church staff ever. Knowing I have an absolutely reliable and confidential partner, Pat, in my work as an elder and minister. Going for a drive in rural areas surrounding the metro, looking at the crops, as Dad would say. Receiving hugs from the grands, even if I saw them only the day before. Well, these things, along with others, help me to stay on course. And these things, and the people who are part of some of these things, are all God-given, gifts from a benevolent and a merciful Creator. So, what keeps you grounded? What keeps you rooted? What do you rely on to reset your compass, to give you a healthy perspective on life and living? And may God continue to shower His blessings on you this day as you continue to face life's uncertainties. Blessings.